Greetings, community. This is 1-2 Comic Talk. Sorry, I'm not obviously with Kai. He's hanging out with a friend of his, and uh, and they're skating. So what I decided to do is I want to go ahead and rap with you and basically go over my pre-orders. So these are pre-orders in which that I end up doing online. These are pre-orders in which that I end up doing. And not to steer away from the idea of that I don't buy from the shops. This is what I end up picking up from the shops today. But what I like to end up doing is I end up, like I said, I end up like doing some pre-orders, and it also gives me time to be able to make any modifications. And then that much that I have to amend later, I try to do so on DCBS. They allow you up into FOC that point to make any modifications to your order, so you're not how should I say, finite. You're not locked in. So, which I like that. It allows me to go ahead and make certain changes because sometimes I get a little flippant. So especially when it comes to money. So I want to be able to go over with you how I go through my own process. What I end up doing is I end up looking back at my old orders. So I end up having, I still do things on paper. My order list. So what I'll end up doing is I'll end up saying I write down or books to order, and then I end up scratching out the two, and then I just ordered books. And what I end up having a list down here of the books that I have, usually miniseries or one shots will go here, and then anything on an ongoing, I'll have a pull list at my shop, or a couple of them, actually 3 of them. Actually, almost. Never mind. And so what I'll end up doing is, for instance, like on Sacred, I can't rely on the shops to get me the covers that I rely on. So what I end up doing is I end up doing a pre-order on that. But as far as like something like Thor, I'll go ahead and get like something that I know is a 1 in 10 from my DCBS, and knowing that it's a little cheaper. And then I can go ahead and get like a cover A from my shop. And I think you get the idea. So what I'll end up doing is I'll look back at my past orders to see what I have. And then I just kind of launch off of that. So right now, I've been able to do the research, and I basically have my April orders ready to go. What I end up doing is I end up going to a site, Golden Apple Comics. The reason why I like to use Golden Apple is they will give me about a 2.5 month leeway. I mean, they'll put books out up to around 2.5 months down the line, and I like that. It allows me to go ahead and kind of get a jump on what I'm looking at down the road, and actually allows me to go ahead and go through a couple different sites to see if that I want to do some research time. Basically, what it allows me. So, without a further, what I want to do is quickly go over my pre-list. So for April, Wolverine number 3. I'm gonna end up getting 2 of that for the first 3 books of certain series, and even though that is a mini series of 5, I end up getting like a book, a readable, and then a kind of a holder. So I usually pick out a cover that I like, or Kai. And in the case of a couple orders, it's Kai. And damn, I wasn't able to get that. And I end up getting like I said, I usually get a cover A and then whatever cover that we decide. So Wolverine, of all 5, I'm going to end up getting 2, minimum of 2 covers each. And then depending on what else I like, if he likes a cover, I like cover, then it turns into 3. So again, Wolverine number 3, Black Cat number 11. I believe there's 2 covers for that because they're doing the Marvel Zombie at that time. The theme for April will be zombie theme. The last Power Rangers TMNT crossover, that number 5 will happen. And I as well as the series has been going on, I kind of have some high hopes. My expectations were really low coming into the series, and unfortunately now I'm holding them to a high standard, as well as the story has been going on, because this story has been awesome. something's happening in Venom 25 because they're capitalizing on the fact that something's happening. And what I mean by that is I'm already seeing 5 covers, and then I'm already seeing store exclusives basically being offered a couple places. So I don't know what's going on, but I know it's a thicker book. I know there's going to be a lot more content in there, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious. Cates has been killing it. Speaking of which, Thor number 5. I'm only going to end up getting one copy from DCBS, and then I'll probably get another copy from my LCS, and then that's usually where I stop on ongoing series. Usually after copy 5, I stop with a double and then try to just pick out a single, and I usually kind of fight over who gets what. Unless it's a light week. Captain Marvel number 17. I've been hanging on to that series for a while. Star 4 of 5. That would be the second to the last, obviously. And the cover, I saw only one cover yet so far for it. They've yet to release, they hold off on some of the covers, so they yet to release that one as a B. Finally, hopefully I can actually, Kai and I were going over Unsacred, and I've been buying 2 covers of that every flipping time. And even though I get a deal, it's killing me. So I'm trying to only buy 1 cover. But as I was going over it with Kai and showing him just 3 covers, I said, all right, now of these, pick 2. He said, oh, that's easy. All right, now pick 1. Really? So we'll see. Unsacred's at number 6 in April, and I'm looking to try to just get 1 cover. Scream Curse of Carnage. I'm guessing the way I'm reading is in March. Ends the arc with the number 5. I don't know what's, I know there's been a lot of this because of when her blood, she tried to commit suicide, tried to jump off the bridge, and her own symbiote saved herself, and a piece of her blood went into the bay. I know it's been really focused and centralized. Hey, Sam. Hey, Comic Crazy. How's it going, man? Around that. So, it appears to me in Sacred number 5, it wraps up the arc, and then number 6, it starts, because I'm already seeing 5 variants in April for Scream Curse of Carnage. For those of you just jumping on, we're doing well, Sam. I hope you well. I actually watched your stream earlier. What I'm doing right now is I'm going over my pre-orders. I end up going over some of the orders in which that I'm worried about a couple of the covers or something like that. Or when I know I have to buy multiple covers, I end up going through them. And just so it doesn't look like I do all my orderings online, this is what I just picked up just this week. So I end up buying a lot through my LCS too. So where I'm at now is I'm going over my pre-orders for April. So now I'm moving down to Spider-Ham number 5. This is finishing out the Spider-Ham miniseries. And as I mentioned before, I don't know why Spider-Ham's gaining ground. I personally love it. The reason why I love it is I have first appearance, all that. I've been following Spider-Ham through the Spider-Verse and all that. I just noticed a trend that people are starting to enjoy some of the, how should I say, almost stereotype fun kid stuff of a comic. So I'm really enjoying the series. I dig that, and there's a couple other series that I finalized up until that point. Much like Double Trouble even finished out this week, and I know these things are for kids, but when after I'm reading something really intense, I like to read something that's totally dumbing down. It allows me to just relax. Moving on, Ravencroft. So the ongoing series of Ravencroft 405 of the 4th will drop in April. So I'm picking up 1 cover of that. And again, that's also a 5-issue miniseries. Spider-Woman number 2. I'll only be grabbing a single cover of that. And what I've been liking is all the new costume Spider-Woman, all that dark costume. So I've been picking those up as my pick. I don't know if anyone noticed, there is a new tale, and this is what I've been picking up. I've yet to get it, obviously, but it's called Jim Henson's Storyteller Ghosts. And It's a 4-issue miniseries. I've already picked up. I should say pre-ordered the number one of that, and right now I am about to pre-order the number two, which will be dropping in April. So I'm gonna get both the A and B cover of that, and I'm gonna get that all the way through. I'm really enthralled by the tale of this. I don't know if anyone has checked out the synopsis of this. What it basically is a story of a guy that's traveling through the snow, and then he's basically approached by a demon, as it seems to me. It makes a deal with him to carry him through the snow, and meaning the traveler makes a deal with the demon, and doesn't, I don't think he realizes the demon, and offers to carry the demon on his back. And as he's doing so, each traveling step, the demon gets a little heavier and a little bigger, and yeah, it's a trip. There's a lot of symbolic aspects to it that, to me, right off the bat, I was like, whoa, I'm in. Strange Academy number 2. When I was at LA Comic Con, Kai and I got to meet with Scotty Young and have a nice in-depth conversation about what this is. So I'm in, especially the way he described this thing. Basically, the quickest way to give you a synopsis of what this is going to be about is think X-Men for magic. So it seems like a no-brainer that someone hasn't done this before. So when he was explaining this to me, I was really excited. I am going to make sure that I end up following this at least up to issue 5 to allow this world to establish itself. I mean, if you look at X-Men, for what it was back then, it was awesome because it was new and innovative. So it captured a lot of people imagination within the first 10 issues. I know that this is going to have to, because of people's expectations, grab people a lot sooner. So that's why I'm giving it a minimum of 5. It's going to take a while to build this world, so I'm giving them that time. After that, Strange Academy, I'm going to TMNT Jenica. Jenica's doing her own little 3-issue miniseries, and I also noticed that Peach Momoko is doing a 1 in 10 incentive on the number 3. So to finish out that miniseries, I will buy an A copy and the Momoko copy, and then that'll finish me out. I've been buying 2 covers of each, and the book should be dropping next month. So look for that miniseries, Jenica. I was able to find the first issue of this, but now that I'm trying to find the second issue, which I've yet to announce, I can't find it, which is Lady Death Apocalyptic Abyss. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to pay money to get this number 2, because the number 1, it normally goes for anywhere from 15 to 20 bucks. I was able to get a good deal on it. However, the number 2 wasn't offered, so I'm gonna have to end up paying money to try to get that one. Mercy number 2. I told Kai that he was allowed to. We're gonna follow the whole series, but I told Kai he was only allowed to buy 1 cover. As you see, I'm already going down the list, and as you see beyond the list, we end up buying stuff. So I can't keep doing this. I'm dying. And then I don't normally buy, or even Kai and I, we don't normally get into team books. Team books get really expensive because you end up all over the place. They end up doing so many crossovers. It ends up they tend to be a little more expensive books a lot of times. They reboot themselves so often. I don't even try to keep up. That being said, I'm going to eat all these words by saying I'm going to end up buying the X-Men God Loves, Man Kills extended cut. It's only going to be a 2-issue miniseries, so it's like, you know what? I'm justifying my expenditures on this, so I'll end up getting 1 cover of each book. And then the Amazing Spider-Man Sins Rising Prey. Spider-Man Sins Rising. It's a prelude book. It seems like they're trying to bring back Sin Eater. I don't know how they're going to resurrect this dead. It trips me out how they do these resurrections, but I'm curious because Sin Eater was an incredible character. It was a very scary, very. It was a great character. The original writer, the way it was depicted, the art, the way its stories were done with Sin Eater are just rad. I mean, he even made during the time of Venom, made Venom look like a wimp just because of how the story was even written up for Venom sometimes. So I look forward to the Sin Eater thing. Web of Venom, Wraith. I've already found 2 covers. I know there's going to be more. You know there's going to be store exclusives. You know that people are going to be just flip it out once they end up seeing this. And being that there's not more talk about it right now, I know, again, these are a couple months out, but it just shocks me. Hey, Mike, how's it going, man? I hope you are well, sir. So I look forward to Wraith. I'm a huge symbiote junkie, so anything and everything symbiote, I'm in. And then Immortal Hulk, Threshing Place. That's another one that's coming out. I'm hoping it's going to be better than this Immortal Hulk Spider-Man book, because that I'm hoping it's better than. And then Ghost Spider. I'll end up. The reason why is I know Ghost Spider in what is that, issue 8, and this will be issue 9, I believe, for April. It's another symbiote thing. Her suit's reacting. It's venoming out. So symbiote. Yeah, junkie. And then Miles Morales, number 17. Miles is a fairly consistent book. The cool thing about Miles is you don't really hear people talking too much shit about him. The writing is good, the art's good, everything's solid. And in a time when people are pretty volatile towards ongoing series, that one, regardless if there's little issue 13 little spikes because of people specking, okay. The cool thing is the story's always been here, and then you have your little specky stuff, and then the story's still going here, which I'm digging. After talking to a few people, the Miles Morales Spider-Verse web of time and all this stuff, it's all intermingled. So how they end up actually figuring all this stuff out, which I believe is going to be more towards the end of the year, because it's going to be very Kroll and Scroll focused pretty soon. And that's going to be like a, God, I want to say a 3 to 3.5 month event that is just going to try to suck every penny out of your wallet. And it's very team oriented between the Fantastic Four, X-Men, all that, Avengers. Luckily, I'm out. I'm going to be heavily involved in a lot of the indies that are coming out in May, June. You're looking at Kanto. It's going to be dropping. I know people like Christy Shin. They're going to be dropping some stuff. Mia is starting to put out more of her The Fuck book, and she's being looked at as far as other stuff. And I know that with like Frank Gogol coming out with his new book, No Heroine, and all, it's just, these are the books that I look forward to. These are the books that I'm craving. And these are the books more than likely I'm going to be spending my money on, because I'm not getting into this Kroll war. Those two, the wish that that's you. So I'm just kind of giving you my picks. I gave you my list. This is just, like I said, my preliminary ordering that I'm going to end up doing through online. And then, as I made mention too, that's still not what I end up getting when I even go to the shops, because I end up picking up other stuff. So that essentially is it. I'm glad that you got to spend some time with me. I apologize that again that Kai's not here with me. He's skating with a friend of his, which is fine by me. I'm glad that he's out there and enjoying himself in this really cold weather. And that's essentially it. So hey, from me, Kevin at 12 Comic Talk, I'm out. Take care. And it was nice hanging out with you.